Well. What do the stories that we're talking about today all have in common? Okay. Well, they're telling it all. Okay. They are telling it all, mention it all. Everything is about to be laid out on the table. Okay. So, who is telling it all? Is it Robin? Is it Kern? Is it Giselle? Ashley? Erica Mena? Ebony K. Williams? What's going on? So first things first, Sky Squad, we are back in the building, and we gotta talk because your boy Carlos King has got a new interview coming out tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, Sharpie. Okay. And so I'm not gonna play the entire clip, but I just want to give you an idea of who he talking to. Dun 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 dun. It's Erica Mena. She's back. All right, so listen. There's a brief little clip up, okay? And I mean, it's the last line for me when she says, something like, I don't know what I want to say. And then you see the words on the screen flash, sorry. I mean, I don't know. Like, okay, let me give you guys my opinion about this. All right, so listen, you know, this is a very sensitive like topic right now. Erica Mena and the things that she said, and I feel like she hurt a lot of people, right? So, I'm interested to hear what she's, to hear what she has to say because we've really yet to hear from Erica in her own voice, okay? Speaking whatever it is that she has to say. So I am interested. I am going to go into this interview with an open mind. I'm going to go into it, obviously taking notes as I typically do, okay, in my secretarial way. And then we're gonna talk about it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about it after it's all said and done. This should definitely be two parts, Mr. King. Paging Mr. King. Norman, can you find out if he doing two parts or one? Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. So yeah, so we're gonna find that out. But for right now, I want to know, will you guys be tuning in? And, is there anything that Erica Menor can say or do that would woo you back into, I should say, should would get her back into your good graces? Because much of the work that she is doing is public facing. So, we, the audience, are going to be the ones who are going to be either digesting her, whether it's the OnlyFans. Well, I'm sure if you follow her on OnlyFans, you probably got no problem with the things that she stated on the reality TV show. So that's neither here nor there. So we're gonna talk about the movies and stuff like that. The things that she's been acting in, or do you even want to see her anymore? Let us know in the chatterization down below. Now, another thing I will say too is, I see a lot of people in the comments saying, Carlos, you need to hold her accountable. Hold her accountable. I would also caution you against um asking an interviewer to be the morality police unless they choose to be that, right? I mean, he could definitely make that choice should he want to. I have not spoken to him to find out what this interview will be like. I want to absorb it like all of you. But I also caution you because everybody has a different purpose for why they do their interviews. I know, like for me, I interview people because I have a genuine inquisitive nature about something that is happening that I don't quite understand. And I feel like maybe potentially we can get some understanding if I can actually get the person on the line. Or, they will hit me up, okay, because they want to do an interview. All right. Speaking of interviews, make sure you guys check out the Vanessa Ryder interview. Also, be sure to tune into Basketball Wives tonight at 9 p.m., 10 p.m. for Basketball Wives Orlando. All right. Now that I got that out the way, let me know your thoughts. So who else is telling it all? Robyn. Okay. Ooh, y'all know I don't like to show nobody kids. Okay. So the Real Housewives of Potomac, okay, is back November the 5th on Bravo at 8 p.m. And then the episode, I think, is going to be supersized, right? Now, based on this first 4.5 minutes that they have released of the first episode, I'm going to have to give the editors, like, I'm going to have to give them some proper claps, okay? Because what they did here was magnificent, okay? Magnificent, all right? They have basically, I can't really play it because obviously the property doesn't belong to me, but I'm going to give you, we're going to go through a couple of little things that I want to talk about. I will put the link in the description so you can actually watch it for yourself if you have not seen it. The reason why I choose not to try to play those clips on here is because a lot of times you don't want to put yourself in the position of getting the video some type of strike because you are, playing a lot of the content from another network or another media outlet or another creators for that matter. So you always want to be aware of that. So for the people that are undoubtedly going to be in the comments, oh, you just play that clip. You play it. Okay, I'm giving you the link. Anyway, now back to the discussion. To me, this is giving like Nightline or Dateline or some type of true crime series mixed with Stranger Things. Do you watch Stranger Things on Netflix? And if you don't, you won't really get some of the things that they're doing in this with the upside down. So we'll talk about that as we go along, right? So what they do initially in this clip is so brilliant. They take us through the whole wedding that we saw, at the end of last season, with Robyn and Juan and how that all came to be. And then, a lot of this is in the music, right? It's in the music. And you get a voiceover of not Robyn, but you get a voiceover narration from Giselle. Okay. And that is very interesting. It is also interesting that in the descriptions of everything that went down last year, well, excuse me, it wasn't last year, it was earlier this year. Basically, Giselle, Karen, and Ashley narrate the everything that led up to the reveal by Robyn on her podcast that Juan indeed did sign a receipt for this young lady, okay, and she knew about these things, okay, and you get an audio of that specific podcast, right? So they revisit it all. I mean, they revisit it all, and as you guys can see, so you got all of the headlines, all about the tea right here. Juan Dixon's side chick comes forward with receipts. We'll say, let me put the alleged badge up here because the folks these days, the folks. So so you have all the headlines pop up. Robyn admits husband Juan cheated because he was bored. I'm just reading the headlines as they pop up. Cheated again. Juan Dixon cheated. Scandal. All the headlines pop up. They're basically running down what happened. Okay. So it's very interesting to see. So, and they intercut this with, and I love this. I loved, you know what? I really feel like I could just do a whole podcast on breaking down like amazing scenes from reality TV. I really need to do that. I really need to do that. Just the anatomy of the scene. Okay. Anyway, so you get all of this. And so this is where we talk about the Stranger Things reference, right? So you get, and if you know about Stranger Things, you know about the upside down. Basically, the upside down is kind of like a parallel universe or a different version of a darker version of our own world, right? And so when we see it play out on Stranger Things, this is how they make the transition. Watch. It's brilliant. I gotta take it back because you gotta hear a little bit
beneath the surface.
I mean, even the music is very similar to Stranger Things if you watch that show. So here we have the same house in the upside down, okay? And this is where we get the audio recordings of Robyn and Giselle from the Reasonably Shady podcast, episode 77 from January 30th of this year, okay? So you hear Robyn going all the way back through all of the things that happened, essentially admitting that she knew and that there were receipts, okay, that came out afterwards. We see the news articles here. They need to be going ahead and sending All About the Tea a good old couple of tips over there because they didn't use a whole bunch of their headlines throughout this whole situation. I mean, well, probably because they just got a good relationship with them. But this baby right here, it reminded I'm telling you, they pulled out the stops in this first 4 minutes, baby. So they get the whole flashback with Andy Cohen and Robyn, but it's Ebony for me. It's Ebony for me. Ebony's facials are all of us. Okay. Ebony was all of us that night. In fact, I mean, initially when I watched this, I was like, okay, like, I love me some Ebony, but I was like, this probably should have been a conversation between Robyn and Andy. But then I was like, hold on, Ebony is all of us. Ebony is having the genuine reaction while Robyn is providing literally to me what seemed like not well thought out responses or responses that just sort of made everything seem very cavalier and like unserious when we know that that was not the case. Okay, so Ebony's face right here, let me make it bigger for you in case you can't see it. I mean this is what we were, this was me, this was me that night. Listen, so I mean, you get her going through the story, but again, it's Andy. Look at his face. Look at the face. Look at the face. Yeah. Okay. Tell me more. Tell me more, Ebony. Oh, Ebony, in that cocktail. It's pure genius. It's pure genius. I wanted to have to pay Ebony for that. Good question. My bad, y'all. I'm sorry. I had to really emphasize that because this tickled me pink. Okay. It tickled me pink. Karen. Karen got a lot to say. Because Karen is like, well, as soon as that whole thing ended, we found out about all that. And then, okay, Giselle is gonna tell us, well, we got past that. All right, cool. Everybody was all good. Next thing you know, Juan been found, okay, in the laundromat with some girl that he used to work with. Okay. So we got the headline here. Real Housewives of Potomac, Juan Dixon spotted doing laundry with beautiful woman. Messy rumors start. The woman speaks out. I mean, like the news cycle at that time, if y'all remember, even though it was just this earlier this year, didn't it feel like almost a lifetime ago for me? Like, it felt like I felt like I've gone through like a whole like 2 years in this past like couple of months. All right. So we get that, right? I mean, and it to me, it's like
Now there was another picture surfacing of Juan
spotted at the nail salon. Oh Lord, he done gone from the hotel, motel, Holiday Inn, signing receipts for somebody he don't barely know, allegedly. Now he done gone to the laundromat with Nivea. Okay, not really Nivea, but if you know Nivea music, she got that song Laundromat. Okay, now he done gone down to the nail salon. I ain't mad because you got to keep the nails clean. You know what I'm saying? You want to keep your nails looking nice and shellac. Men too. You know what I'm saying? I know I do. I'm due tomorrow. Okay. So anyway, spotted at the nail salon. I mean, with the same woman from the laundromat. Okay. Now, it's the reactions for me. And it's the irony of having the OGs all tell the story. I don't know if you guys picked up on that either. I mean, it's just so much to unpack. need, you know what? I need to do a full, like, I need one of them Patreons. Norman, can you set me up a Patreon so we can go over the scenes like I really want to? Okay, how about that? All right, so this, and then they got the nerve. They got the nerve. Hold on, let me pull it down. They got the nerve. I swear I am either in love or hate with y'all. From Potomac Editors, recreation for illustration purposes only. They didn't put some stock footage up, like they're doing the true crime things of somebody at the nail salon. Man, let me tell you something. If they ain't go all out for this, they knew. They knew. So we still getting more footage into Splice. Okay, now we're leaving the upside down and we're heading back into the real world. Okay. And I feel like the upside down version was really meant to show us what happened in the past, right? Because now we're going to be setting up for present day. And Karen says the truth shall set you free. Now, this is when we get into the nitty gritty of Robyn and Juan. Okay. This is mostly her, putting photos together in a collage. I will say her house looks very, very nice. I mean, it's very well decorated. I think that Robyn looks great. Yeah, okay, yeah. And so they are gonna be addressing the elephant in the room. Okay, you see her there. They're both scratching their
Like
chin.
all of the noise that's been going on.
The noise.
The whole girl with the hotel receipt.
And once again, that was stupid.
It was. It was definitely, it was stupid, man. Like, I think we can all admit to that. I mean, everybody done something a little stupid, but I mean, okay.
That was foolish, but
we chose to move forward. We chose to get married. I wasn't expecting like the firestorm that came out of it.
You weren't? Girl, I wish that you would have said, ding, 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 Shawnee. Hey, Richie. Not like she got my number because I'm blocked. Hey, Richie, do you think I should really talk about this thing on the podcast that Giselle seemed to be hyping me up for? Because and I don't know if Giselle hyped her up for that because I'm just making it up. Yeah. Do you think that I should talk about this thing on the podcast, or should I just ignore it and live happily? Because I would have told a girl ignore it and live happily. Because the moment you decided to set yourself up for the foolishness, you also, granted, he threw you under the bus, but you threw him under the bus. Now y'all both under the bus. Y'all both driving the bus. Man. Anyway, I'm super excited. I wanted to go over this with y'all. I couldn't wait to sit down and do a video on it. Looks like Potomac is going to be back in business and it's going to be off the chain. And I can't wait to see it. All right. So with that being said, I will catch you all in the next video.